Welcome everyone. Thank you. This is episode 3 with Nico. Thank you for coming, Nico. It really means a lot. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks for the invite. I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, me and Nico go back a little bit from time. We've just reconnected a bit. We went to school together a couple years back, and this guy since just like completely blew up in the racing industry. So definitely today, that's what we're going to talk about most. I think that'll be the best way to start.
100%.
I mean, Nico, we talked a little bit before, but tell me, why did you actually get into racing? Where did it come from?
I got into racing because growing up, I always loved cars. Like, no matter what it was, I was into it. If it had just wheels, wings, it didn't matter. If it moved, I was into it. Like, it was sick as hell.
For sure.
And one day I decided to go to a kart track to see how it was. And from there, just a light switched in my head. And I was like, this is what I need to do for the rest of my life.
Wow.
So, I started about that when I was about 10 years old. So when I was in grade 4 at Villanova, then moved into race cars when I was about 12 years old. So
nice.
For a 12-year-old to be into an actual full-size race car is incredible.
That's a big deal, especially at that age. Like nobody, I think we're all used to like the go-karts and the small vehicles at a young age, like the toy ones from Walmart.
Yeah.
So to be a race car, it's a big step, man.
Exactly.
So good for you.
Yeah, so we did that, and then we started moving up in the Formula world to get to Formula 4, and then this past year running in British F3.
Yeah.
So it's a more European series, so it's just been really incredible growth spurt.
Yeah, and do you think like now like that you're going into the European side of it, is become more competitive, you think?
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best of the best drivers in the world are there. Like
even the
racing has originated from Europe.
From there, yeah.
Mainly in England, where I'm actually racing right now. So the competition is on a greater scale.
For sure.
Yeah.
So like I guess you started off. Let me get this. You started off here. You went to the U.S.
Right.
And then I guess from the U.S. you hopped over to the Europe side?
Right. Yeah. My team in the U.S. that I still am very good contact with.
That's good.
Who do help me over in Europe.
Nice. That's good.
That's what helped the branch over to Europe. So
yeah,
very appreciative of that.
Yeah, because I'm sure just to like go over to a whole nother.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard. It's hard.
Right.
Wow. So tell me, Nico, why is racing so passionate to you?
There's nothing like traveling down a strip of road at 270 kilometers an hour and braking 50 meters before the grass and the exit. There's no feeling like that. It's just you're on the edge of what your body's capability is. You're on the edge of the G limit. You're on the edge of how strong and mentally strong you are to put this machinery as fast as it can go. It's just it's nothing like anyone can experience unless they've actually tried it.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's just a different world.
For sure. Not a lot of people experience that.
Not really, no.
Yeah, that's amazing. And what's like practice like for you? What's training for racing?
Training it's very chill. It's very chilled out. Actually,
not intense.
It's not
get in the car and go for an hour.
No, not really, because usually it's split up into like 45-minute sessions.
Okay.
So in the 45 minutes, you'll do 2 different runs. You'll do an 8-lap run and then maybe a 4-lap run.
Okay.
So you have a lot of standing time.
Nice.
Because you don't want to put too much mileage on the cars, too much mileage tires, burn too much fuel.
Yeah.
There's a whole different. It's very expensive to maintain one of them cars.
Yeah.
So you just gotta pick and choose what you want to do, and say in this session I'm gonna go work on these 3 things, and then the next stint I'll go work on these 3 things. So it's about being able to figure out what's wrong with your driving and being able to coach yourself.
Yeah.
Because you don't have anyone driving with you, so you got to be able to coach yourself on what's going on and how you're driving and
someone can only tell you so much.
Exactly.
You know? If you put in the effort, that's what matters most. Right?
Exactly.
That's amazing. So what's like a week look like? Like Monday to Sunday, how busy are you?
At home or away?
Both.
At home is usually just wake up the morning early, go to the gym, and then school until I can barely see anymore.
You're in grade 12 now.
Yeah, I'm grade 12.
Your senior year.
Yeah. So trying to finish up school so I can just relax and take my gap year before university starts.
For sure.
Do that. So, yeah, school all day, probably eat some dinner, and then jump on the sim with my racing drivers across the world. So
nice.
Just just to keep the game going strong.
For sure. You guys like do it together as a crew?
Yeah, so all my competitors we actually jump on every once in a while. My teammates we do.
No way.
So it's quite fun.
You guys give each other shit?
Yeah, we just crash each other out for fun, you know.
That's fun.
Just give each other bumps. It's like, that's what you did to me here.
Yeah.
Like,
so you did it in England.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's quite fun.
Cool. And so now that you're off season, is there ever a time like when you're looking forward to the new season? Like, what does that look like?
You know, you never really can picture what's gonna happen in the racing world because it's so many different drivers, so many different teams, so many different series. You never know what's gonna happen. So I could be racing in European Formula 3 Championship. I could not next year. It's all about opportunity and getting the right sponsors to support you. So
that definitely means
a huge range of things that have to come together. Like the stars have to align for you to figure plans out.
Very strategized.
Yeah,
makes sense. I mean, what does like sponsorships look like? Like how does that work out?
It's pretty much approaching companies and trying to figure out if they can have a good impact on what you're doing. So if you're able to say throw their name on your car, go to their conferences and pretty much introduce yourself and then bring awareness to their company, that's pretty much helping out their business while they're in the same time helping out yours. So it's a good you're trying to make their ROI the same as what you're getting.
Exactly.
Just to try to...
It wants to be a win-win situation.
Right, win-win situation.
For sure.
Right.
For sure. Cool. And just to go a little bit quickly into like the social aspect of the whole racing side. Right. You know, like you're young. You're in the racing industry at this age. It's definitely not easy at this age. So how does that take on you, like in a whole mental state, like going into it with friends and everything? Like how does that work?
I'd say that's always been the hardest thing. So
I bet.
Since I've been in school and since I started racing, people really look at you differently because it's more the jealousy aspect. So people get very jealous of what you're doing.
Racing Formula 1 cars here, like... Yeah,
you're always traveling, you're always out doing what they want to do, so people just get very jealous of it, and then they start to, I wouldn't say talk shit, but sort of on that line.
I know what you mean.
And they start to turn against you, and you sit there and wonder why. That's what I went through most of my years at school, and say relationships. It's hard to hold relationships when you're always out bouncing other countries.
For sure.
And but you learn to overcome it and figure your own shit out. So it's the best.
Yeah, I bet. You know, I was listening to a podcast the other day. Shout out to Price to Sell podcast, and it's simple. I was listening from one a while ago, and it's similar to what you're saying about how it's kind of good in the sense when you get this sort of hatred from people, this jealousy, is that like you know you're going in the right direction if you hear these things.
Exactly.
As much as it hurts you or being in that situation, you also got to think to yourself like, okay, like there's a reason why this is happening.
Exactly.
And in the future, it'll definitely look good for you because you know you're doing something right. Right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think about that sometimes because when, you know, most people when they hear hatred or jealousy, they're like, why does this guy hate me? Like, why are they so jealous of me? Like, I thought we were good friends. And you never know what happens. You never know. So that's crazy. So Nico, what's the craziest race you've ever experienced?
I'll say two different ones.
Okay.
The craziest race where I felt scared for what I was doing was probably I think it was in August, where we were at Spa, so we were in Belgium.
Yep.
And it was a British F3 race, and I started, I think I started in 8th, so P8, and we're driving down, I think I'm in 4th or 5th by the end of the first lap, and I get a puncture.
No way.
So my rear right blows up because someone hit me, so I'm like, all right, whatever, my race is over.
Yeah.
I'm going slow because I don't want the tire to blow up and be stranded on the side of the track, so going slow back to the pits, and as I'm coming around the second last corner, I look over to my far right and I see a red car engulfed in flames.
No.
Deep in a barrier. And I'm like, that's my teammate.
No way.
That's my teammate. He's
Jesus.
Engulfed in flames. So
what do you do at that point? Like,
just keep driving.
really?
Yeah. Because you don't want to go burn yourself.
Yeah.
You'd love to get out and help, but
Obviously.
at the same time, like,
It's like when
you're
someone's
risking
drowning.
yourself.
Yeah.
So if someone's drowning, you're not, like,
Yeah.
if they're so deep, you can't
They're
really go
gonna pull you
chase them.
down.
Right.
Exactly.
Drove back and I told him, like, boys, gotta like cut this race, like,
Cut it
he's
off. Like this
gonna
guy's
die.
in flames. Wow.
So he was able to get out in a few seconds,
okay.
run to safety, grabbed the fire extinguisher, put his car out, but he was pretty badly injured.
Wow.
So there was a bunch of silence around the paddock after
bet.
that, because you're like, we could have just lost someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's your age too.
Yeah,
Like
my age, my teammate, lived with him for a few months.
Yeah.
So-
Like I don't think people understand really, like, in the racing, how much of a risk it is just
It's
to
very
be in
dangerous.
that vehicle. Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
It's not driving a regular car. As much as even a regular car is a little bit dangerous on the road, like, okay, yeah, we face accidents happen a lot, but to be in a car with that much heat,
I think that track had an average speed of 230 kilometers an hour.
Holy
Average.
holy,
So it was quite hairy.
wow. And how long do you go for in that race? How was it?
35, 40 minutes.
Okay.
So, well, depending on the race, there's
Yeah.
different series, but that race was about, I think it was 10 laps.
Mhm.
So, and each lap's 2 minutes and 30 seconds there. So, add that up, and
For sure.
it's a while.
Yeah, it is. In that amount of heat. Wow.
Yeah.
So Nico, what's like what I've seen, like, online, you posted so many times, you won so many, like, new accomplishments in the industry. What was your favorite, like, award or remembering?
I think it had to be American F4 race last year, where I was.
I saw that one. Yeah, that was cool.
So
the champagne.
I got a penalty from the weekend before that,
No way.
and I had to start last in the first race.
What? Why'd you
But-
get a penalty?
I took someone out.
It's okay.
Just I was fighting for the championship, and I had nowhere to
Friendly
go,
play.
so I just sent it, and
Yeah.
whatever. I
Cool.
passed 8 cars,
Damn.
and then didn't make it, so
Wow.
just ended up hitting someone on the side and ending my race in theirs. But shit happens.
It is what it is.
It is, it is what it is. But the rule in racing is you can't compete in the race unless you beat the 110% rule. So you have
Okay.
to be within 110% of the pole position time
Wow.
to be able to race.
Wow.
And since I was starting last, I'm like, well, I'll not do qualifying, save
Yeah.
my tires, and
Yeah.
be fine. They're like, you have to go complete a lap.
Wow.
I'm like, fuck this. So I get
Wow.
out, I do 1 lap,
Yeah.
I go pole.
Damn.
And I come in the pits and I start talking to the Formula 1 teams.
No way.
Because it's had an F1 weekend.
No way.
So everyone's out just
That's surreal.
burning for
Yeah.
35, 40 minutes, and I did 1 lap. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, whatever. So I started last for that race,
Mhm.
and ended up driving from 33rd to 5th.
Damn.
So it was a very good
Like
race
this.
in about 6 laps.
Holy shit.
So it was quite good.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then
What was the other one? What was the other race?
the other race was the day after. So
Really?
the fastest time you do in the first race
Yeah.
gets your order for where you start in the second race.
You got it.
So I started first.
Okay.
And then
Wow.
at the end of the first lap, I was, I think, 5 seconds ahead.
Jesus.
So and then I just pulled away and won. So it was a good race.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And how'd that feel? Was there, like, people going nuts?
It's just
Family,
relief after really bad luck for a long time, just
Yeah.
to come out with a win in the last race of the season. So
All that training,
Yeah.
it pays off. You know?
it does.
That's crazy. That's amazing. And so, I'm sure you've met, like, some crazy people in the industry, Formula One, other Formula series. What was, like, the most memorable moment for you?
Ooh, I think it's when I met Lewis Hamilton at a event in New York.
No way.
So that was quite cool.
Wow.
It was a IWC watch event.
Cool.
I got invited by the company to go down and have a conversation with him for half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever. It was
Yeah.
very cool experience, and I enjoyed it a lot. So, got a lot of wisdom from that. So
I'm
it's
sure
quite
a
good.
lot of wisdom from a man like
Yeah.
that. That's amazing.
And then I met another driver in an elevator.
No way.
Yeah.
Just by fluke?
Yeah,
No way.
that was quite fun. But
Hey,
yeah,
that's
it's
just
just
how it is.
cool experiences.
Yeah, for sure. And you take that with you on the track.
100%.
That's cool. Speaking of like Formula One racers, who's the person you look up to most right now?
I think I'll always look up to Hamilton
For sure.
because he's been one of my influences for so long. But I like a lot of the new drivers coming in: Lando Norris, George Russell, Max Verstappen's very good.
Oh, he's amazing. He's got the hype and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going to miss Sebastian Vettel while he's moving away to go and do better things. But
yeah. That's the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I was watching him do those donuts at the end. That was cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You think you do that when you finish? Have you ever done donuts on your car?
I have, yeah.
Yeah?
It's not the best sounding thing
because rip all of that.
Yeah, everything just starts breaking.
Jesus.
Because they're not supposed to go that tight. So
yeah.
Formula One cars are only allowed to do certain amount, or else they just snap in half.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what, like, going off that, what was like the craziest time your car like has ever faced with you?
Ooh. I had a really big crash last year, April.
No way.
So I was in Atlanta. It was qualifying. Okay. It was lap 2, and I was going through the first corner and didn't have enough grip, and I turned in. I think it was a couple meters too early, and I ended up hitting the wall at about 210 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
So I hit it dead straight, and so my neck went forward, and then the barriers, my car went under the barriers, so it hit me in the head.
Yeah.
So I had forward and then backward movement, so I was then stretched my spine.
Oh my god.
So my spine is now permanently, to say in safe words, fucked for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how does that like go with you moving forward in racing? Does that affect you?
It hurts a lot. Hurts. Yeah.
But you still
just deal with it. Send it. Just deal with it.
Exactly, bro. Wow. That's crazy.
Yep.
Takes a lot of guts.
Yeah. That's pain. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, like, but going off that, when you felt, was that the first time you felt like that amount of impact that strong before?
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like even in a car, when you feel that much, like you brake hard, like for the first time, everyone remembers like a bit of a jump scare.
That's
like, how was that times 10 times like 1,000?
So, the best way to put it is if you brake hard in your normal road car, that's about, I think, half a G-force to the front.
Wow.
Under braking, we're doing about 2.5.
Yeah.
So times that amount of you pressing your brake in your road car.
Yeah.
Do it times 2.
Wow.
Or maybe times 4 for what we're doing.
For sure.
And
at that speed.
At that speed.
Yeah.
And you get to equal the amount of and the rate of deceleration of how we're going.
Yeah.
Same in the corners. You turn fast in your normal road car and you think, whoa, that was insane. But in a race car, we can carry 150 kilometers more than what you're doing.
No way.
So it's
that's a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, even at our age, like, when people start driving at our age, it's 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
Your parents are like, drive slow, and then you see like Nico over here, like 270 kilometers an hour racing in Belgium. Like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
Yeah. So what's like the fame like for you, the fans? How's that?
Fans,
do you ever get much in like the U.S. or like Europe, or how's that feel?
You get more in Europe than you do in the U.S.
Yeah.
Because there's more racing, known people over in Europe.
Yeah.
But it's funny, as soon as you put a race suit on and you walk out of your trailer, everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's a racing driver."
Yeah.
But if you take that off, no one knows who you are.
No one knows who you are. You put a hat on, you're gone.
Yeah, you're gone. It's funny. So it's just a lot of the time you kind of disguise yourself to be a normal person.
Yeah.
Go around, look at the different race cars. So you don't want to be. You don't want to be in the spotlight 24/7. When people wish, when I see little kids wishing, "Oh, I want to be rich and famous," I'm like, "No, you do not. Do not want to be famous."
A lot of things come with it.
Yeah, a lot of things come with it.
Yeah.
A lot of annoyance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And when you're like dealing with your competitors, and do you guys ever form like, obviously you guys are racing online together in the off season?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever form like any conflict with each other?
Sometimes.
Yeah, like just, drama.
Yeah, just a bit.
F1 drama stuff.
There's always gonna be drama in race series. There's always gonna be drama within
Who's
people,
and
within people and groups. So it's just about, I don't know, trying to keep everyone calm and do different things. But there's always gonna be drama when it comes to racing. Say you're online and you're leading a race and you take someone out. It's always gonna be like unfortunate. They'll be mad, but
Yeah,
it's just get over it.
for sure. You have to. You got to keep moving forward.
People hold grudges.
Oh yeah.
That's what I can say.
How's it with your teammates and stuff?
We're quite good. We battle
Yeah.
hard, battle clean. We leave just the correct amount of space for each other on track.
Smart. Play smart.
Play smart,
together.
play smart, play safe. Like, it is what it is. Sometimes make a bit of contact, but it's close, clean racing, and yeah, we got that respect for each other, so it's quite good.
For sure. For sure. And so, moving forward with you, Nico, what's your plan? What's your goal?
The goal is Formula One, but right now we're just in the middle of deciding where we're gonna race for next season. It's looking like we're gonna be in Europe again for a Formula 3 championship. Just don't know which one, don't know with who. So
Nice.
decisions have to be made within the next few months, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, for sure. And are those decisions, if you don't mind me asking, are those decisions up to you, or how does that go down?
It is up to me to a certain point, but
Like
it's also
ultimately-
up to my team owner and
Sponsors
my
and stuff.
sponsors, and also my father, who
Yeah, it definitely has a big
Yeah.
impact with you.
big impact.
That's good.
Yeah.
And how does your father feel about you when you race?
Oh, he loves
Supports
it.
you 100%.
Yeah, supports me
That's
100%.
great. That's great. Awesome.
Yeah.
And so, what would you say to like younger people or people close in your industry who want to get into it more, who have passion for it?
The one thing I can say is just get your head down and focus on what you want to do. Like the focus that you have towards something you love is just, it's nothing can beat that.
Yeah.
So if you feel strongly that you can do something, just go chase it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You go find something else.
Yeah.
Like people who have one sort of bump in the road and just give up, it's not worth it, man.
No.
Just keep going.
Yeah, you got to push through
Just
it.
dig in.
And anything. It's true.
Exactly.
And so, when you're ever thinking about racing, is there some sort of ritual or routine you ever have?
Not really.
No, you just go wing it every time.
Yeah, just go fuck around.
That's good.
So, I mean, a lot of people put their headphones on, they start stretching,
They
they're
do
like
some dramatic,
with the tennis
like,
balls
song.
and with the song, with
Yeah.
the music, and
They're all like they have their mental.
therapists there. And
Really?
yeah, like I'm just.
You're just
I-
chilling. You just see Nico on his phone.
I'm on my phone on
Yeah.
Snapchat. I'm on Instagram, TikTok. I'm talking to people.
Yeah.
The girls come by. I'm just like, hey, how are
Hey,
you?
let
Like,
me get your snap.
yeah, exactly. Like,
It's-
the less I think, the better I do.
For sure.
So if I'm all in my head, like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this,
overthink
like,
it. It's-
oh, I gotta make sure I pass him here, I gotta outbreak him here, like, I'll think about that when I'm in the car.
Yeah.
Just like when I'm outside, just act like I'm a normal person.
For sure.
I don't want to be all psyched in, and
Exactly.
I chill out, I relax, and then when I get in the car, I focus.
That's when you turn on.
Yep.
That's sick. And so I'm sure it definitely feels weird for you getting out of your race car to come into a regular car.
Yeah.
How did that feel for you the first time?
I mean, it's not too bad. You just gotta learn that there's actually speed limits. So
You ever even got pulled over or no?
no, never.
Good. Let's keep it like
Yeah,
that.
never. But yeah, you just gotta learn the speed limits. There's actual laws out on here, so you
Yeah.
gotta respect that and not be
There's
not
no
be an idiot on the
sharp
road.
turns.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, Nico, I appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, I appreciate it, then.
It
Thanks.
means a lot. And we're all looking forward to see you at the finish line. So I
Oh, yeah.
appreciate it, bro.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for coming.